Hey guys, it's me, Schlee. Welcome back for another MRE video. It has been a while since I did one of these. I'm sure you guys noticed. It's just been really wild in Schlee Town for a while now, but I think things are finally settling down. I'm still having tons of fun in case you're wondering about that. And it's about time I got back to doing MRE reviews, so let's get started with that today. Our special guest for this episode is gonna be this guy right here. This is MRE Menu 2 Pizza Slice Cheese. So I have tried the pepperoni before, you guys may have seen that video. Now I'm gonna get to try the cheese compatriot to the other one. As always, I am so excited about this, and I wanna say a huge thank you to Dave from Florida who sent this to me. I don't usually say things like this, but I'm really hoping that there's a cherry blueberry cobbler in this MRE because I've really been wanting one of those lately. And of course I didn't look up what's in this menu, so I guess I'll find out in a minute here. For now, let's go ahead and open this up and see what happens. This is a pretty tough peelable steel. Well, that was less than ideal, but Dave has also provided me this lovely army knife that will fix this problem. There we go. All right, there's the innards of our package. Let's see what we got. First up is the star of the show, cheese pizza with sauce. Oh, and here's the date code, 2073, for anybody who wanted to know. So really fresh as far as MREs go. And yes, this is from Richmond Foods in Statesville, North Carolina. Accessory packet. Ooh, jalapeno flavored cashews. I've had these one time before. I did really like them, so I'm looking forward to having these again. We've got some Applesauce here, regular flavor. Beautiful brown MRE spoon. What is this? Oh, a First Strike bar, chocolate flavor. I've never actually gotten one of these in a ration. I've only had one before, and that was from Germ's MRE. He sent it to me. So that's cool to actually have this in a ration. Here's our FRH. We've also got the hot beverage bag, the pizza slice packet right here, and some regular flavored crackers. Pretty good haul here. I am a little bit confused about the crackers because there's no jelly or peanut butter to go on these unless... Nope, doesn't look like it's in the accessories packet. Interesting. Well, we'll find something to do with these, I'm sure. For now, let's get this cleaned up and then we're gonna get the FRH going with the pizza inside. I'm also going to put the First Strike bar in the FRH because I know from experience these are a lot easier to eat when they're warm. Okay, all right, this is working, I can hear it, so let's go ahead and stuff it in that cardboard sleeve. And now we wait. Now let's open up our MRE spoon and our accessories packet. We have some toilet paper, sugar, a moist towelette, fake sugar, crushed red pepper, that's gonna be really good on the pizza, good old Bill's Brew dried coffee, freeze-dried coffee, creamer non-dairy dry, a small packet of iodized salt, and some cinnamon chewing gum. All right, let's move on here. I want to go ahead and open up these cashews because I'm excited about them. They smell so good. All right, there they are. You can see the flavoring on these. They're so well coated in all this flavoring. Close up so you guys can see. Now let's give them a taste. Those are good, but Wow, they're a little spicier than I remember. They have a pretty good kick to them, I have to be honest. But they are really good, really flavorful. I do find that sometimes when you get things like cashews or peanuts in general, not just in rations like this, if they're flavored, they can be flavored but also overly salty. So I'm glad these are not suffering from that affliction. They are spicy though. Very good jalapeno flavor. They're not stale at all. They taste really fresh and good. The cashews themselves have almost a sweet, creamy flavor. Very high quality in my opinion. And there's even some skin on that one still. That's really interesting. Those are just as good as I remember. A little bit spicier than the last time I had them, but very good. I think this is a great addition to MREs. This is new, I believe, but it's definitely Schlee approved. Next up, we're gonna have some Applesauce. I really like this. I was not a fan of applesauce until I started doing MRE reviews, and now I really enjoy this. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the tray so y'all can see it. I'm gonna put it on the tray carefully. Let me say that because some of y'all may remember the applesauce disaster of the before time. Okay, I have safely managed to eject the contents of that applesauce pouch onto the tray, and this is looking pretty good. I have to be honest, part of the reason I wanted to try this applesauce next was to help cool off my mouth because it's kind of on fire. That being said, let's have a bite. That tastes different than I remember. I think it's actually a little bit sweeter than the last one of these that I had. I think that's what it is. It's not as tart as the last applesauce that I had. This is not overly sweet. It's sweet enough in my opinion. And the texture is slightly different too. You guys can see, I think it's a little more watery than the last one, but I think to a degree the wateriness, the texture, and then the level of sweetness is going to depend on the apples they were using. I'm not a scientist, but I think that's how that works. This does have little pieces of skin in it, which I enjoy seeing. I do like this applesauce. It's sweet, it's refreshing. It's also very light compared to other desserts that you would find in these rations, like the pound cakes, for example, or the cookies. This is a lot less heavy than that. All right, the applesauce also gets my Schlee seal of approval. The last thing we have to check out is these crackers. Let's get these open. These look pretty good. They have minimal breakage and crumbs, which is what I like to see. Maybe I spoke too soon. And these are just your plain old crackers, no vegetable crackers here. These are good, but they are plain. I think it's really strange there's no peanut butter or jelly in here, but I guess you can't put that in every single ration. These are still really nice and fresh. I don't know if this is true, but these taste different than I remember. They taste better, actually. I wonder if they've changed the flavor of these crackers at all. Because I can, I'm gonna actually put a little bit of this applesauce on a cracker and see how that tastes as kind of a substitute for an apple jelly. It actually looks really good. It tastes pretty good too, honestly. It tastes better than I was expecting it to taste. Like I said earlier, this applesauce is very sweet. It's almost as sweet as a regular jam would be. So that works out really well in favor of the crackers. The crackers with this applesauce was definitely not something I expected to like, but that's actually really good. So if you didn't want to eat this plain out of the pouch, you could definitely put it with these crackers and make use of it that way. I think it's about time for our main. This is warm on the outside of the packaging, which is a great sign. So let's open this up. Okay, I'm gonna take the pizza out. I'm actually gonna leave the First Strike bar in there so it will stay nice and warm. Okay, Okay, here she is, Bridgeford cheese pizza with sauce. It smells so good. There she is. Close-up shot, glamour shot. And you guys can see that it's warm. It's fogging up my tray there. So this I am excited about. I don't know if I'm gonna like it more than the pepperoni one, because I do in real life prefer pepperoni pizza to cheese pizza, but supreme pizza is my favorite, fun fact. That being said, this smells delicious. It actually smells like a very specific brand of pizza. I think it's the Totino's pizza rolls. I haven't had those since I was like 10, but that kind of is what this smells like. It has that sweet pizza crust smell, and then you've got the cheese and the tomato sauce is what I mainly smell on there as well. I'm ready to dig into this. What can I say? Here we go. I like it. I think it's really good. The first thing I taste is the sweet pizza crust. The crust is pretty thick compared to the amount of toppings, but it's very, very soft, and it's not tough, it's not overly chewy, it's just a really good texture for pizza crust. Aside from the dough, I also taste the pizza sauce. Again, it's sweet, but it does have that tomato taste to it. Very good. And the cheese, I don't really taste the cheese very much, to be honest. There's a little bit of cheese flavor, but really not much. It's mainly the crust and the sauce I'm tasting. But I do like those flavors. I will say I don't think this is quite as good as the pepperoni pizza, because the pepperoni on the other pizza is really good. It's savory and spicy. It really does add a good kick to the pizza. But we're gonna make do and kick it with this. So here's our crushed red pepper. Let's do a little application. Let's hope that magnifies the flavor. It's for sure better with the red pepper, but I still feel like it's missing something. And it's that savory flavor of the pepperoni, that beef and pork pepperoni, that does complement the pizza really well, and I think rounds out the flavor profile, because it's a little bit on the sweeter side without that savoriness to take it down a notch. And while the red pepper flakes do add spice, it doesn't take away from the sweetness. I do like this pizza, I would eat it, but if I had a choice between this one and the pepperoni, it's gonna be pepperoni. I had too much red pepper. I need some applesauce now. All right, last thing we have to try is our First Strike energy bar. This is very soft. I may have left it in the heater for a little bit too long. It smells really good. It smells so chocolatey. For those of you who aren't familiar with these, it's basically a chocolate bar with Rice Crisps in it. So kind of like a melty crunch bar. I always say crunk bar because that's an inside joke with me and my sister. So to me, it's crunk bar and not crunch bar. So this side is so melty. This side is less melty, but it's still pliable. Let's try the more melty side first. It's hard to believe how crispy the rice stays. You can really hear it crunching when you're chewing on it. It's quite loud, actually. I'm sure you guys can hear it too. So this that I have right here is the less melty side. And I actually prefer this to the really melty side. For one thing, I think the flavor is better. The really melty side, when it got really warm, it had very little chocolate flavor, in my opinion. Kind of bland. But this, you can really taste the chocolate flavor. Very sweet, very chocolatey. The little bits of rice, I will say, in the really melty side and the not so melty side, exactly the same. Super crispy and crunchy. But next time I have one of these, I will not heat it up all the way. I will definitely leave it more like this because I think this texture is better. It's just warm enough to be pliable and soft, but it's not melting. I do have to say that overall, I'm not the biggest fan of these First Strike bars, at least the ones I've tried, which has been 2 chocolate ones. For one thing, I'm not a crisp rice person. I don't like crunk bars. I don't like Rice Krispies, that kind of thing. And just the chocolate flavor here is not my favorite. I definitely think these are a good addition to the ration for different reasons, and they're not terrible by any means, but probably because I didn't get my cherry blueberry cobbler, I'm just a little sad. Okay guys, I have now tried everything from MRE Menu 2 pizza sliced cheese. This one was quite fun. There were some different things in here, some unexpected combinations. Overall, I definitely liked this one and I had fun trying it. Again, Dave, thanks so much for making this video possible. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off camera, so I will say goodbye here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!